When testing your substrate at the time of installation with a Tramex meter, it's important to not only make sure that you have acceptable moisture levels to proceed with an installation, but also to document that data and save it to your job file. Let me show you how to easily do that with the Tramex Meters app. So now I've opened my Tramex Meters app on my phone. I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on my meter and I see the meter comes up here on the phone. Now when I get to the job site here, I'm going to create a moisture map. So I go into the menu and I select moisture mapping, and I'm going to create a new moisture report. This is basically a job file. So we'll call this the Smiths, and after I put the job name, I can geotag the address or fill it in as I like. I'm going to geotag here and allow it to do it for me. I check the address and it's correct, so I hit create, and now I have a job name with moisture map options below. So basically this is going to be a moisture map for each surface that we're testing. So the first surface is going to be in the dining living room area of the house. So we'll just call it dining room. And I have the option to select an image to overlay my map. So I'm going to go to my photo library where I have stored a picture of the living dining room here. So we're going to upload that picture and hit create. And this is going to create the moisture map for the dining room. Now we see a grid overlay here. Up in the left corner, I have the ability to adjust the size of the grid. So I'm not doing that many test locations, so I'm going to make the grids a little bigger. And I'll go back into it here. And we see now I have the grids applicable to my testing locations. So when I click on device here, I'll see my meter, and then I'm going to touch that to connect to my meter. First I'm going to select my reading location, and I would take a reading here, and then I just hit tap to save, and that reading goes in the location I've selected. I go to the next location, I take a reading, and I hit tap to save, and the reading will be saved in that location as well. Now if you notice here on this bar, it says Tramex NDT. So that means Tramex non-destructive test, which is basically using the base of the meter non-destructively to get a percentage moisture content reading on concrete. But I do have the ability to select which data goes into that grid. So I could change, for instance, and put dew point, and then my dew point will be recorded in the grid. Keep in mind, because the meter has a built-in hygrometer, it's recording these ambient conditions in the background at all times. So even when you create a map, you can go back to create another map with the other data points that you want to record in your file. So when I go back out here into the report again, say I have another location, then I can hit new moisture map and create another surface and test the same way. When I've documented this data, as in this case with this moisture map, now I have the ability to save it and share it. So now to save this data, we again have the option here of what we want to see in this map. So I've selected the Tramex NDT, which is the percentage moisture content of the concrete. That's going to be the first important data point that we're going to document. What I like to do is just take a screenshot, and then I can take this photo and I'll send it to myself so that I can use in my job file. Now, when I go back here, I want to get my other data point as well. So again, I've recorded the percentage moisture content, and the next thing I want to get is dew point. So this is the ambient dew point that was recorded in the background. I take another screenshot of that, and again, I'm going to take this and email it to myself so that I can use in my job file. Now the third point that we'll want to document, which we're going to use the geotag feature in the app, is the surface temperature of the concrete. So when I go back here, I'll pick up my meter here, And then we're going to go into this photo feature so that we can take a geotag picture of the infrared thermometer taking temperature of the concrete. And I'll send it to myself so that I can use in my job file. And this data in the job file is my insurance policy. Should anybody ever come back with any problems on the floor, I can document that I've moisture tested.